I'm kind of liking the bushy eyebrow look, not gonna lie.
Dude, I went to the lady the other day, to this new lady, and look what she did. So she threaded my eyebrow, like all the way here because I had this gap because of the chicken pox mark, I guess. So she went all the way, and I only realized it after I came back home. So now I have to fill in that part until it kind of grows out.
The mountains.
What are we having today? Brown sugar iced latte from Tim's.
See, I want that. That looks darker than my coffee. This seems more.
That looks terrible.
No, I had asked for a hot one, man.
So that's a chai latte from Tim's.
Okay, it's actually not bad.
And then we have the Biscoff croissant.
So we got these Dubai chocolate brownies from Costco, and they're actually really good. Do you want to share it? Do you want to share it?
No.
More for me.
I have.
I would offer it to you, but I don't want it.
No, I have officially come to that point where I see something outside and I'm like, I can make this at home.
Biscoff?
Biscoff croissant, because I have the Biscoff spread, and you literally buy the butter croissants from like Walmart or
just
Costco.
try this though.
No, thank you. No, I'm not
You
ruining.
can just wash it down with the coffee.
No, it's just gonna make it worse. This is nice.
We didn't even say hi. But hi, guys.
Hello, welcome back
To episode 4 of Ammi and Khala podcast.
Today we're talking all about raising kids.
Raising kids as Muslims in the West, raising kids as immigrants in the West. Just like raising kids in
Raising kids in general. Yes.
So, do you like my hoodie?
I want that.
I got it from Wear the Peace. 100% of the donations go towards Palestine. So if you're interested, check them out. They have some really...
How much was that?
It was around $90.
You need to fix your microphone.
It was around $90. Oh, it was around $90 each. $90-ish. But I had got it shipped to the States when Mom had gone to the States because it was cheaper.
Oh,
But they have a lot.
duties.
Yeah, I think duties and also our shipping cost was a little higher.
So 90 USD.
than 90 Canadian. But they have it's really soft. We've already worn it. Like this is Masima's wearing it for 3 days straight. But I really wanted to wear it today, so I'm like I could either get up, wash it, dry it, and time to record this, or I could just wear it. So I'm like I'm just gonna wear it.
Definitely not type A like me.
I mean, like he's at home, he's not really sweating. And even if he is, like
How do you know he's not sweating?
I melted before I wore it. But anyways, if you guys are interested, check them out. My brother-in-law's getting married. Oh my god! In like
When is
2 weeks?
When's the actual
2-3 weeks?
wedding? 21st?
21st, yeah. Wow. I guess too late
You're gonna
to
be
skinny
Jade
now.
Tani.
I'm already.
How's the Manjaro working, by the way? Manjaro update?
I don't think they know, but I am
No,
on
they know.
Manjaro. For a lot of reasons, weight loss is number one. Weight loss is not number one, but weight loss is a part of it. I also have PCOS, thyroid, and the blood sugar levels are like kind of off. They're not where they need to be. So my endo recommended Manjaro. It's going pretty well. I think I lost 10 pounds so far.
10 pounds already?
Yeah.
But you started, it's been 3-4 months?
In 3 months. It's not like a significant amount of weight that I lost, but it's also because I'm not actively working out because I don't have the time working jobs and dealing with kids. But it's something, and it's also really helped me with my inflammation, my bloating, water retention, my mood, my energy levels, my focus. I'm going to continue it. So,
But it's starving you.
yeah, I mean, I'm not starving, but I just feel like I'm not as hungry.
Or you don't feel like eating at all.
Yeah, I'm just not hungry. Like I'll literally only eat to a point where I get nauseous because my stomach is like, my body's like, I need food. Except for days like this, when your kids are sick and you just need a snack. But yeah, so far so good. We'll see if it gets updated.
You might not like it. It's a bit sweeter for your liking. I added the brown sugar syrup to it.
Oh, from there.
It's not bad though. Right?
It's really good, yeah. So let's start off. Let's start off with talking about our philosophies when it comes to parenting. I'll start off because mine's gonna be quick. I don't have a philosophy. I'm taking it. I'm taking it day by day. I'm taking it mood by mood. I'm also taking it like just I feel because my kids are so little. He's one. They're like 1 and 3. So I'm not at the phase where I'm like actively thinking like, oh, about their like behaviors or like, I'm not thinking about like the deep stuff that you will think about when they're older. So my philosophy is like take it day by day, but I feel like I'm intentional. Not intentional, but I feel like I'm a little more leaning towards like protecting their emotional and mental
Development.
mental systems and like their nervous system. Because I realized I didn't really grow up with a healthy nervous system growing up, and it starts at an early age. Like it starts like when they're like 2. That's when their nervous system starts to develop. So I am making sure that I am not putting him through trauma.
Yeah.
Well, as best as I can.
For me, God, it's been such a stark difference between how I parented my older 2, the twins who are now 9, and then how I'm approaching parenting with my younger 2, the toddlers who are almost 3 and 2. Obviously, the first time around, I didn't have much knowledge and experience about parenting. I was full of mom rage. I still remember like throwing stuff across the room, on the walls. I was also working and trying to manage the twins at the same time. They were obviously going through their whole emotional and mental development around like between 2 and 4. And that's when I think my mom rage also peaked, which is very sad. I honestly feel so guilty about it. But now I'm more aware of how, like the way you react to your children and their behaviors, it's literally, you're creating a blueprint for their whole nervous system. And it's so important to make sure that they are growing up with a healthy nervous system. And I'm trying my best to not give them any traumas, unlike my older 2, which I feel like they're just going to be stuck with it, and they still remember stories. And those are the stories that really hit me. I'm like, I wish I could just go in their heads and erase those things.
Yeah, sometimes I didn't even know the stories, and she would tell me like, oh, this had happened. I'm like, you did what?
Dude, okay, this is not out of rage, but like I remember one time there was a huge dragonfly that was about to fly. I was about to fly into my condo, and the door was open. My twins were playing outside. The first instinct of mine was to shut the door. So I shut the door while the kids are still outside.
Oh my God.
And girls are like, Mama, open the door. And they're like freaking out at this point because they have a huge fly phobia and insect phobia for that matter. And till date, they remind me of that story. I'm like, yeah, don't remind me of that.
How old were they?
They were probably like around 4.
Oh my God.
Yeah, stories like that my twins remember.
I also had man rage.
Man.
I also had mom rage with Garib. I think it's also like when you first become a parent, you don't realize when you first become a mother, okay, not a parent. When you first become a mother, you have the mental load is like
crazy.
Wait, my ears popped. Hold on. Okay, weird. The mental load really hits you mentally.
How else is it supposed to hit you? The mental load is mentally?
So I would throw Kareem.
Oh my God, no. What? I didn't know about that part.
I mean, like that on the floor let's say like I'm doing let's say I'm doing something and he's like coming in my way. Like suppose he wasn't like around or he wasn't like he was doing something else, I would get so pissed because I have to do this and he's like coming in my way. So I would take him and I would throw him on the bed.
Oh my God.
I'm like, sit your ass down. And like I'll be vacuuming. Oh my God, this I realized. I'll be vacuuming sometimes and he would keep following me because he wanted to vacuum. And because I know he's following me, I would like try to do it really fast. There are so many instances to vacuum. Hit him on the head. Okay, on the head. Oh my God. And my kids are like 18 months apart. But Yusuf hasn't gone through any of that shit.
Yeah, I feel like, again, the way you show up as a mother second time around is so different than how you showed up the first time around. And that feeling itself makes you feel guilty as hell.
I mean, Kareem's not going to remember any of it. So
no, but you remember it. You remember what you put them through. With my twins, they remember certain things and it hurts me. Like, like I put them through that.
Yeah.
But I feel like also a lot of it has to come with the fact that we don't have a village here to support us.
Exactly.
Right back home, growing up, obviously we grew up in a joint family and our mothers had people around to, like watch the kids, or even if it's not like fully taking care of the kids, like mentally they knew.
Or even chores were shared.
Yeah, exactly. Someone is there watching out. But here we literally have to do everything by ourselves, from like scratch.
No, literally. Yeah.
Like cleaning, cooking, laundry. What else? Working at the same time.
Yeah.
And that takes a huge toll on the mental health as a mother.
Yeah, and also like I think a lot of the people in our generation kind of saw growing up that when parents parented, they were parented like their goal was to raise you and make sure you're like a decent person, give you education, give you food, give you roof, and like the basics, obviously.
The basic necessities.
While they were also struggling. It's not like they were just like living out their best lives and like giving you the bare minimum.
They were trying to survive.
The basics. They were giving you the basics while also like
trying to survive.
Staying afloat.
Yeah.
Literally keeping their like head out of the water or whatever that phrase is. But for us, because it's also, we're coming from a really privileged place to say that we want to focus on our kids' mental health
100%.
and their nervous system. And we can only do that, we can only say that because of what our parents did for us.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So this is not like they didn't raise us right, or that generation of parents, like, it didn't do it right. No, it's because they sacrificed a lot so that we didn't have to, so that we can focus on the things like nervous system regulation or like emotional. Like, for them, they're like, right? They're like, it'd be like, all that stuff. But we realize that it's important, and only because we have the privilege to do so.
Yeah. No, again, like I think, like I mentioned to you, there's two groups of people out there these days.
Yeah.
One that is straight up calling their parents or the generation before us toxic because of the way they raised them.
And some parents are.
And there's the second group where they are calling out the behaviors and the upbringing for what it is. And but I feel like there's a middle ground to it.
I mean,
you can still hold your parents accountable for what you went through as a child, but at the same time realize that that wasn't their intention. They didn't have the resources that we have available in this day and age, access to social media and all the knowledge that we get to learn from. And the fact that it was also their first time, so give them that grace to, I think not call them toxic. We can't call them the behaviors toxic because...
Unless they are.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously those extreme cases where, some parents were really toxic, but generally speaking, parents obviously have the best intentions for their children.
Sure. Generally. But there are a lot of cases, especially in the South Asian community, where, a lot of parents are narcissists. A lot of parents are selfish. They care about like their image or like their, their ego and like a lot of stuff, and they don't really let their kids thrive or like You know, there are a lot of cases like that.
It's mostly all about also lo kya kahenge, you know, that plays a big factor into
or like, how dare you not listen to me? Like, I am the parent. Like, how dare you, sort of a thing.
Yeah, authority issues. And also the fact that this trauma that probably was passed down to us, you know, obviously has been passing down from generations. So it wasn't like they just gave it to us just because.
Yeah, I think it's also a lot of people in our generation are emotionally mature a lot quicker than they need to be. So we think of all these things and we're trying to like therapize, like, you know, be the therapist, like, without, like, look back at what happened and be like, oh, these are the reasons why it kind of happened. This was the pattern. This was like their life before. This is the stuff they had access to. This is the stuff they didn't have access to. So when it comes to like the control part, maybe they were controlling because they feared, they didn't know how to let go, one, or they didn't know how to keep you safe and keep you protected without controlling you. Because a lot of parents are immigrants who came to this country and like they don't know anyone around, they don't know the environment, they don't know like the culture, the society and whatnot. So they thought like, okay, control is the best way I can keep my kids protected. Obviously, it doesn't go right in majority of the cases.
Yeah, then people rebel. Kids rebel.
Yeah, but in a lot of the cases, that the intention is not to ruin a child, but to protect the child.
Also, we can't just get complacent with the fact that, okay, you know, this is how our parents raised us and this is how we're going to raise our kids, because we need to realize that we were raised in a whole different time and era than we are raising our kids. So you can't literally just copy paste from one generation to the next, because that is just not going to work in anybody's favor.
Yeah, that's such like an unnatural way to look at things. It's such an unnatural way to go about life, not just parenting in general. It's like, oh, I'm going to keep doing things the way they were done. And that's the only way to do it. Like, no, I'm sorry, you have a brain. Do you not? Use it.
And also, just because you were brought up a certain way and your parents did something a certain way doesn't mean that was the right thing to do either. You know, it's okay. Parents do make mistakes and it's for us to accept that too and move forward and do better, you know, be better for ourselves, be better for our kids and show up as better parents. I think that's the least we can do for our children, to make sure that they are growing up in a healthy environment.
Or what they did do, like how they did raise you, was the best for that time.
Yeah.
Okay, but the times are different.
100%.
The society is different. Like, literally, not just like from then to now, because we're in the modern world. Like, even 50 years, 100 years ago, like, times are different, right? So their time was different. Our time was different. Our kids' time is different. So you gotta like really understand the nuances of the world that they are growing up.
Yeah, you gotta keep up with it.
Yeah, like for example, super simple example. Okay, we grew up in India, like, you know, in a joint family and stuff like that. There was a member of, I think, a distant family member or someone who was a trans, right? He had like some sort of a surgery thing. So this is like, I am probably like 5-6 years old. Okay, this is like super. I was like super young, and they're like, oh, I'm just gonna name Sam.
Yes.
Like, hey, Sam. It's like, oh, and the person used to live abroad. Like he lived in
London.
In London or wherever he lived. Yeah. It's like, oh, Samara, you know, but like they would do all this, like, again, me being the nosy person I am, I know exactly what's happening. They'd be like, oh, Samara, and they would like keep whispering, like, oh, ye hoya kate, wo hoya kate. And they literally, he came to like visit us and they locked us in the room.
In a room, yes.
They locked us in a room, which is honestly like, I'm not saying like, oh, everything is halal, you have to be, you know, it's because there are a lot of like, it's treading a gray line.
Yes.
But there was no like explaining. There was no conversation happening. Like we weren't allowed to ask why are we being locked in a room.
Like it was just like shush.
And now we are living in a day and age where it's being taught to our kids in schools.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's scary.
Yeah, exactly. And now like we have to have those conversations. We can't lock our kids in a room or just be like, okay, no, homeschooling is the way, because it's not the way. Yeah. If you homeschool them, there's also the internet. There's also social media.
Yeah.
So
Also, like out of homeschool, they will socialize with other people and other peers.
and they
outside of
should.
school,
How are they
yeah.
going to grow as human
So,
beings?
like, you cannot keep those things from them. You need to have conversations. Actually, which actually brings up a point. Recently I had the PTA with my kids' teachers, and I did ask her, like, what's the curriculum like in terms of health and physical education, because they're in grade 4 now, and I need to know what the school is going to be teaching them.
Yeah.
And there was actually a scary video that I came across. I think it was shared by the Basum that thank you for sharing that. She highlighted that apparently there's this new program that they have started. It's like a dance program or something for kids in grade 4. And that program is led by LGBTQ community. And they did not inform the parents at all.
But what was the program?
So basically they're coming and giving the kids all the information.
To dance?
Yeah, I don't know, like a part of it also has to kind of like introducing them to it, I guess.
Yeah.
And so we as parents, like, we have to really be on high alert and be super active in terms of knowing what's happening in our school and keeping conversation open with the teachers. And I asked them straight up that, like, what is it that we are going to be focusing on? And also I told her that, I respect everyone else's beliefs and views and values, but from where we come from and our values,
they should also be respected.
exactly. Like this is not something obviously that we are okay with. And if you guys are going to be teaching this to them in the school, I rather you not teach it to her, because I want to be that person who is going to initiate that conversation with her. And I want them to know it from me first, or us first as parents, than knowing it from the outside world. So it's not like I'm going to keep the conversation closed. I'm still going to have the talk with the kids, because, like, they see like pride stuff happening everywhere when it does come up. And they ask questions, they do.
Yeah.
So,
no, I mean, the curious minds, they want to know.
Yeah.
The problem is not talking about LGBTQ community. The problem is not like being tolerant. The problem is not like being kind to everyone. That's not the problem.
Yeah.
The problem is the school board sneaking this in without keeping the parents informed. I feel like they could have gone like such a different direction.
No, they should be transparent with the parents.
They should be like, hey, like, we want to implement this and like have a town hall, have whatever meeting. We're like, okay, how do we do it in a way that's like not brainwashing, but
no, but it's also sad that because these people also know different religions have different views, values, and beliefs, and despite knowing that, they're being sneaky like that is what scares me.
Yeah, because this is like the foundational
and it's not
stage.
just as Muslims, who have these beliefs and values. It's other religions too that I know of who are not okay with it.
No, it's it's really scary, because this is like the age where like the Aqidah is kind of being like built and the foundation is being set. Yeah. So it's important for parents, like, you need to be proactive to have these conversations. You can't hide them from the world. There's nothing to hide them from. First of all, it's not it is a scary world for like violent stuff out there, but they need to know how to, because they can't like learn something from school and like come back home and be like, oh, we don't do this, and like go out and be disrespectful to other people. They need to like learn. There's a lot of like learning that needs to happen, even for us, I feel like, as parents, because we didn't grow up with these conversations. We didn't grow up having all the information. So we need to also do the learning.
I think the other thing I want to also mention is the difference between how we were raised and how, at least I'm approaching my kids now, is the fact that, kids' emotions were never taken into consideration, a child's emotions. And I feel like that plays a huge role as to how you grow up as an adult. Because as kids, you should be given that space to express yourself, to communicate your thoughts and feelings, and just create that safe space in the house. Now, these days, what I'm doing is, within our Elena, like, they literally come up to me and be like, Mama, you made us sad. Like, we're upset because you did X, Y, and Z. And I'm allowing those conversations to happen because,
Yeah.
As a parent, you will
make mistakes.
you will mess up. And it's your duty to acknowledge those feelings, make room for those feelings and be okay with it instead of taking it personally and letting your ego take over. Like, how dare you? Like, how dare you say that I'm making you upset, or you're sad because of me, because I'm your mother. Like, that's not the place where I'm coming from at all. And the first time, I think it happened like a year or so ago, when they came up and said that to me straight in my face, I was actually proud that they came up to me and told me. And I also mentioned this to their therapist, my therapist as well, that, like, I felt proud that they could come up to me and share that for what it is. So the therapist told me that, like, again, like, it comes down to you, that they felt safe enough to come and share their feelings openly,
Do you think
instead of bottling it up.
There are things that you did to get them to that point where they can come and they know that, okay, Mama made us feel a certain way, and I want to go tell Mama that she made me feel a certain way.
I think it comes down to connecting. It comes down to connecting with your child.
But did you have any conversations about, like, if Mama does this, let me know, or talk to me? Like,
so I do have conversations with them that, like, I'm constantly telling them that I'm not perfect. Mama will make mistakes, and you guys will get angry and upset. Mama will get angry and upset sometimes. And all feelings are welcome, but all behaviors are not. So
where'd you copy that line from?
So yeah, those are the kind of conversations I keep on reiterating, obviously, with my kids, and just telling them that it's okay for you to feel anything and everything. I'm not stopping you, from feeling any of those emotions, but there is a way to release them, and that's what I'm here to teach you.
It's good. It's a good one. No, obviously, it doesn't just fall on one parent to make sure. Oh, something playing.
No.
All right. It doesn't fall on one parent to make sure that your children are emotionally, mentally, physically, like, raised a certain way. Actually, we did see that, like, it did fall on one parent growing up.
Yes. And it was
past
the mother.
generation. It was the mother for the most part. Past generation did that because the fathers didn't think it was their job to. It was like, it's like the mom's responsibility for the tarbiyat, but the tarbiyat, like, it's both of your responsibilities. Like, obviously there are roles when it comes to parenting. Like, a mother is nurturing, like, all these things, and the father, like, for the most part, like, has to kind of teach discipline, because it is a little harder for the mother to kind of put her foot down in a lot of situations. So obviously you're both coming from your strengths and, like, why God made man and women, like, the caretakers of children and the sheep, right? But you also need to, like, be on the same page
100%,
when it comes to, like, even, like, starting at a young age, like, when it comes to, like, 2-3 years old. But, like, okay, if they have a tantrum, like, if I'm uncomfortable with, like, a tantrum being held a certain way or being handled a certain way, like, we need to be on the same page. You can't just, like, well, now I can't just, like, be throwing him around, because then he'll remember, Mama used to throw me around. You want to be thrown around? But yeah, like, gentle, not gentle parenting, because I don't think it's in my blood to do gentle parenting. I don't think it's in his blood to gentle parenting either. But just consistency is important.
Yeah. Yeah, again, it comes down to showing up with good intentions, right?
Yeah.
Intentional parenting, I think, is where we're headed to. And one thing that really triggers me and pisses the crap out of me is when most of the times it's the fathers who say that, let me help you with the kids. And you're not helping.
Yeah.
Those are your kids.
Yeah.
They're your kids as much as they're mine. So don't come and give me that line of, I'm helping with the kids, because it's as much your responsibility like it's mine.
Yeah.
It was never meant to fall on just the mother, and I feel like that's also glamorized so much in our culture that, let's say, even if a man changes,
Oh my God, yeah.
changes a diaper for that matter, he will get so much praise
For like doing the
and
bare,
pride
not even the bare
for-
minimum.
Yeah, not even the bare minimum. Just changing a diaper. That, oh my
Yeah.
God, he is a father, but he's changing the child's diaper. I'm like, so what?
It's like, what else do you want?
So what? You
You're like
know?
another man. I want another man.
But yeah, like I feel like that narrative really needs to change, especially in our culture. Like we are nowhere near fixing that.
But I do think we are seeing a positive change.
We are seeing a positive change in the young fathers. Yes.
Not just young fathers, but even like the previous generation, like the 30, 40 years old.
Yeah.
There are active fathers. They are like, not just here, like even back home, I've seen like fathers who are like super active, super. Because again, like they realize, because the women are also working these days, but they also are at home and they're maybe like connecting with their spouses. I'm not sure what's happening. Whatever is in the air needs to stay in the air, because they're like realizing, they're seeing the work that the woman is putting, and they're like, okay, like I need to also step up.
Yeah, but I feel like that's still a handful only. There's a lot of work that needs to be done there.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing that comes into play is obviously the actual relationship of the mother and father. How, like, I feel like the way our generation was raised is that wasn't even like a thought for the parents, like in their head. It's like, oh, like our relationship, whatever we're going through, whatever we're doing, whatever we're saying, our actions or emotions is having an impact
Yeah.
on our kids. Because for them, they're like, I'm already going through so much. Like like I'm doing this, but I'm going through all this and I'm still taking care of you.
Yeah.
So you should kind of be grateful for that sort of
Yeah.
thing.
Also, like subconsciously, I feel like a lot of that was dumped on the kids.
Yeah, because the kid is like witnessing that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like seeing a strong, healthy relationship is key in raising healthy kids.
Yeah.
When they grow up seeing a toxic relationship or parents surviving in the relationship just for the sake of it, just for the sake of kids,
Yeah.
you're destroying their mental health.
You are like, or they, and the nervous system,
Yeah.
because the kids need to feel
Stable and safe.
Yeah, stability.
Yeah.
Like they need to see, if they see conflict, which they most likely will.
Yeah.
They also need to see a resolution.
Yes. Yeah.
And they need to see communication. That's something I struggle with so much, because we never saw communication.
Yeah.
We just saw like people like fight. We saw them like shut off.
Conflict resolution either.
Yeah.
We didn't see that.
I did that in my marriage. Like in the beginning, like
Yeah.
this is something what happened.
we
He'll be
just
like,
shut up.
he'll be like, what is it? Tell me. I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm not gonna
No,
tell you what
same.
happened. And like days would go by, and then I would blow up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that it's not healthy at all. So you both need to also work on your partnership actively, especially when kids are involved,
yeah,
because now it's not just about you two anymore.
yeah,
Your relationship is affecting how your kids are being raised, and subconsciously they will attract the same kind of relationship when they grow up, which is not what you want if they don't have a healthy relationship.
yeah. Or a lot of I'm seeing this in a lot of girls, especially, or like women, I guess, around our age. They don't want to get married.
Yeah.
They're like, I have seen marriages growing up, and they are hella toxic. They are hella like
Yeah, they just
terrible.
resent.
Like, I don't want to get married. I don't want a man. It's not happening.
Yeah,
I mean, rightfully so. They've seen a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So
Oh my God.
we're gonna have to wrap this up. Anyways, let's try to wrap this up, because as you can hear, we have a product of a marriage.
Yeah, in a nutshell, I guess what we want to say is we want to be mindful and intentional when it comes to parenting.
Yeah.
Obviously, parenting back in the day was a lot different than what parenting now is. We need to be supportive and create a village
Yeah.
for each other, especially the moms.
Yeah. I also do want to say, I think it's so easy for us to come and be like, we need to do better. But our kids are most likely gonna grow up and be like, we need to do better.
100%, yes. Yeah.
Because they're gonna have their own traumas that they're gonna go through. Because which is okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not okay that you're giving them trauma. Hello. But it's fine. Like, you're learning. We're not saying this generation of parenting is the superior version of parenting.
Yeah.
We are saying learn from not best, or like the stuff that was learn from not best. Learn from best, take it forward. Learn from not best, and don't take it forward. Okay?
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah. Yeah. Just don't be complacent and don't get too comfortable thinking that, whatever you're doing or whatever your parents did was right.
Just a blob of head running around. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the episode. We're going to try to put this on Spotify as well. I need to figure out how to do that.
And Apple Podcast.
And Apple Podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get to that soon. If you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Oh my God.
Do not shake the camera.
Hey.
Oh my God. That's